The internet has stolen childhood. Kids aren't allowed to be kids anymore, and when they do eventually grow up, people hate them for it. Think about it. We've created a culture where kids are rushed into adulthood for views, likes, and money. But the moment they actually start acting older, we punish them, we make fun of them, we call them cringe, we call them out, we call them problematic. They can never win. And that is very disturbing.
I've talked to a lot of pedophiles in my career, and when they can't access child, do you know what they use? You can't have an Instagram account if you're under 13, so parents are running accounts for children. Here's the problem. They looked at 5,000 child accounts and 32 million followers were adult men. When a parent posts a picture of a child and they appear more sexualized, like in a bathing suit, they get far more likes and comments from adult men.
And it's not just child stars like Northwest or not Giselle, it's regular kids too. TikTok is filled with kids copying trends that were designed for adults. Family vloggers are turning kids into full-blown brands.
Last night I saw 3 girls on my For You page, probably no older than 10 or 11 years old, with a podcast and podcast microphones, a whole setup, a backdrop. They're all sitting on a couch talking to each other. What the fuck? That shit is so scary to me. Children with an internet presence, because there's an adult somewhere that is encouraging and greenlighting that and is buying them the equipment to do this and have a public persona.
And for the rest of us, we're just sitting back, watching, refreshing for the next clip to come up on our feed. So today, let's break down this cycle from social media rewarding kids for acting grown up to the parents exploiting it, and finally how the internet turns on these kids when they actually grow up. This is what I like to call the grown up kid influencer problem. And trust me, once you see this pattern, I promise you would not unsee it. With that being said, let's dive right into it, shall we? Hello everyone. Hi, my name is Kelly. If you like videos that make you side-eye the internet and also laugh a little bit, you probably like the videos I drop every single week. So subscribe if you don't want to miss out on that. And I want to ask a very honest question. While you were growing up, did you ever feel the need to, let's say, grow up fast? If you did, drop it in the comments. I'll be there reading because I'm really intrigued about this topic. I won't be sugarcoating anything I say in this video. I'll say it as it is, and if I come off rude, don't blame me for that. Anyways, let's dive right in. Chapter 1. What is the grown-up kid influencer problem? This is a cycle where kids are pushed into acting older than they are, whether that's through how they dress, how they talk, or even the type of content they make.
Kids nowadays try way too hard to act grown, because why did I see a video of a girl born in 2013 with a full face of makeup on saying that, oh, you guys should be messing with a girl born in 2013. Because if my math is correct, that means you are 12 years old out here hoeing around talking with some, oh, who wants to come mess with me? And I did see a comment on the video saying, oh, she was just trolling, that she's actually 14 instead of 12 years old, and that doesn't make it any better. Like, it doesn't matter if you are 12 or you're 14. You shouldn't be talking about some, oh, you know, y'all should come like fuck with me and all this stuff. You are too young for that.
And it's not just something kids do naturally, it's something that parents, platforms, audiences encourage and then punish them when they eventually embrace it. But here is the thing, kids have always wanted to be older. It is nothing new. Maybe you remember putting on your mom's heels or even pretending to shave like your dad. But before, those moments stayed in the house. It wasn't on social media. They were private, temporary, and by now almost forgotten. But now it's quite different. It's basically seen as content, more like a performance for millions of strangers online. And when children try to act their age online, they get mocked for some reason, and then people call them cringe. When they decide to act older, people call them problematic. So kids grow up performing, not just living. And no matter what they do, the internet still finds a way to shame them. Just think about it for a second. Imagine you were 12 years old, just copying a dance trend that you saw on TikTok, and suddenly millions and millions of adults are dissecting your behavior like it's a crime. That is the grown-up kid problem, and it's not an accident. There is a system built in place to reward this behavior, a system that profits when kids act older. And you might be wondering, what exactly is the biggest culprit to all this? I present to you social media itself. Speaking of social media, let's dive into chapter 2, how social media just makes it worse.
Okay, so just when I thought it was bad enough that I was seeing the get ready with me videos for like 7-year-olds before they go to school, I swear I'm being deadly serious here. I have just had come up on my feed, it was like a sponsored post. She must have been 4. Get ready with me before nursery.
So I'm here with my 10-year-old daughter who really thinks that she should be allowed to have Snapchat. I've told her no time and time again. I did recently let her download Instagram, which she should be grateful for. and she had a story post that was like a poll of should I be allowed to have Snapchat at 10 years old, yes or no? And she just showed me that she got way more yeses than nos. And why do you think you should be allowed to have Snapchat?
Because I get asked if I have Snapchat and I say no. They're like, why? And I'm like, because my mom's too strict.
Platforms like TikTok and YouTube don't just allow kids to perform adulthood, they reward it. Algorithms are designed to push content that gains attention fast. And do you know what gains attention fast? A kid acting older than they actually are.
So I just saw a little girl who maybe is 3 to 4 years old by the name of Miss Shirley, who is going viral for gyrating to boots on the ground. And I'm so confused. Like, I'm trying to understand when it became appropriate for children, especially little girls, to be out here popping it like it's like popping it, dropping it, gyrating, twerking. Like, who in the hell is okay in this? Like, who's approving this? As a parent, it is an absolute no.
A mother is sparking debate online over her choice of outfit for her 6-year-old daughter. Parents, what do you think? Would you let your child wear this, or is the internet blowing things out of proportion? But I mean, the outfit itself is not the problem. If I were to choose a problem and say that I had a problem, I'd probably not have her be so fresh. Everybody's calling it grown. I don't see grown when I see children, but I do see fresh. But it's all taught behavior. It's not like, I don't think that's just how babies ain't just like that. You know, like she mimicking what she see or what she knows or like what's around her.
I'm gonna use this example because we've not yet gotten to the chapter where I talk about the parents, but as you could see in this video, I'm gonna be blurring all the faces of all the children in this video, and I'm not gonna be mentioning names unless they're very known in the public space. This child is just 6 years old. She is 6 years old, and why is she drinking coffee? Why does she have an iPhone in her hand? I don't know if this is an iPhone 14 or iPhone 15. I'm not really that versed in this topic. Why does a 6-year-old need coffee?
8-year-old Lane knows what she likes.
Caramel, decaf, frappuccino, no drizzle.
Her mom knows what she doesn't like.
It doesn't seem healthy for little kids to have caffeine.
But plenty of kids are pouring into coffee shops to order their favorite caffeinated drink.
The thing that I'm concerned about is overdosing of caffeine for kids, because clearly you can overdose.
Now, this is where it starts to get dark. These platforms aren't neutral. They're not showing you what you want. They are shaping what you want. For example, if a 10-year-old blows up because people are shocked by how mature they seem, then the algorithm thinks to themselves, this video is probably cool, show it out to more people. And suddenly, the child is stuck in a cycle. If they want to keep growing, they have to keep performing adulthood, and that is the sad part to it all.
Let me tell you tapeworm something, bro. Did y'all see that video of like these 5th graders or middle schoolers going to their dance or whatever, and their dresses are tight as fuck? The fuck you mean? Look at my dress. Ooh, ooh. What do you mean? Ooh, ooh. Like, I don't know. The younger the kids are getting, the more grown they're trying to act. Like, why?
Can y'all please stop bringing y'all's badass kids on this platform and get mad when we give you tips? There's a very popular person, mother, parent on this platform who is always posting their child, and their child is calling people hoes and saying no. This person, the child runs the house, not the parent, and it is very irritating to watch, and I stopped watching them a long time ago.
And I really wish it was random, but sadly it's not. Companies know that grown-up kids get clicks, advertisers jump in, sponsorships roll out, and suddenly your childhood is monetized. That is why we often see entire industries built around child influencers. They're not just kids having fun, they are mini brands.
A kid content house is crazy, but the fact that they need their own house for to create content in, they got their mama and daddy house. I usually be letting the parent with the kid content creators cook, but it's getting weird. And the amount of subscribers that the YouTube page has jumped to so quickly.
There's a lot of talk about the kid content house that is more like a collaboration house that a bunch of momagers are starting on social media. And I went over and looked at the comments, and I didn't even have to scroll 10 seconds before I noticed children, legit children, commenting on this post. And when I went to their profile, they look like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds with unfettered access to TikTok, with public accounts that are legit posting in their rooms and in bathrooms, probably without their parents' knowledge.
When a 12-year-old does something perfectly normal for their age, but they have, let's just say, 2 million followers, People treat them like they're actually adults, forgetting the fact that there's a child behind the account. It's an actual 12-year-old that runs the account, not an adult. That is the trap. The grown up kid problem isn't just about kids acting older, it's about platforms and audiences creating an impossible game. If you grow up too fast, you're criticized. If you stay young, you're mocked. But either way, you are still content. And this isn't just theory. We've seen this play out in real kids' lives in a way that is really hard to watch.
Okay, so I don't know if it's because our generation really acting our age or these kids and this newer alpha generation are just grown as fuck. So I'm in the 36 bus and it's this little ass girl. Shorty look like she in like 7th grade or 8th grade. She's telling her friend how she think her boyfriend is cheating on her, and then she proceeds to say, if he's cheating on me, I can take him to court and they're gonna give me $10,000 because your partner can't cheat on you. So then after that, she see that I'm not minding my business, girl. I wanna know where I'm getting $10,000 from for getting cheated on. And she proceeds to rant. She's like, yeah, it's this girl, da da da. I just need to prove and I just want to catch him cheating on me so then I can file and we can go to court. Girl, where your mother at? Sit your little ass down.
Y'all kids are growing up way too fucking fast. I was talking to my little cousin the other day, and she's like 7 years old. And we were talking about what she got for Christmas, and her mom had gotten her, like, typical 70-year-old stuff, dolls, hairbrush, like toys, whatever. She was like, yeah, I didn't really get what I wanted on my Christmas list. And I was like, what was on your Christmas list? She was like, a Lululemon set and some makeup. You're 7 years old. What are you going to do with a Fenty makeup kit? You don't even exercise. You're not a Pilates mama. Why do you need a Lululemon set?
So let's look at some real world examples. Let's start off strong, shall we? This is something that I hardly see a lot of people mentioning when they are covering this topic, and it's mostly the boys fashion space. What I mean by that is like toddlers or little children, especially male, doing get ready with me's. What I found shocking when gathering up videos for this particular topic was that I saw a video of this little child. I think this child will not be anything more than 6 or 7 years old. He was, getting ready in front of the camera, and then I saw him doing like this child was pretending to, a blunt. This boy was just doing a get ready with me, and a parent right behind the camera told him to do that gesture of having to, pretend like as if he is smoking. That is so creepy. I can't believe like a parent would tell a child to do that, because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even need to be in that context of a little child doing a get ready with me and having to add that to it. It makes no sense. Another thing I find really common in this space is the boys standing with their legs far apart from each other. They're basically standing like gangsters. Let's just put it like that. They're always sagging for some reason, and they're always putting their hands like right in between. I don't know how to say this without like sounding so weird, but you know how gangsters are, their mannerisms, their sagging, the way they stand in every single clip. It's just so obvious that there's somebody right behind that camera telling them what to do, the mannerisms to do, how to stand, how to act all gangster. Now, I'm not trying to say that a little boy can't have swag. Yes, they can. I've seen a lot of small children that know that they can dress, or their mom dresses them well. But when you're trying to emulate a gangster, it shows with every single thing you're telling this child to do at such a young age. Or should we even talk about the Sephora kids? These children were literally mocked during that era of people, let's just say, constantly calling them out instead of mostly calling out the parents. But even to now, you see 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds during Sephora hauls. They are putting on makeup and doing things that are technically not for their age, and they're acting all, let's just say, grown in a way that it's not really the best for them.
Does anyone care about the 7-year-olds in Sephora? It attracts spiders.
Why do you need all that?
What is it?
I want a mascara. Everybody in 4th grade has one. Literally all the girls have one, and I don't.
You have beautiful natural lashes. You don't need mascara.
Yes, I do.
You're beautiful.
I want it.
Everybody in 4th grade wears mascara.
Yeah, a lot of the girls do.
There is this particular mommy influencer, but since I said I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing, this woman is not a mommy influencer. They're not a family channel or family page. It is mostly focused on this little girl who I just found out is actually 6-year-old. How did I find that out? Her mother actually replied to a comment saying that she was 5 last year, meaning that she's gonna be 6 this year, and I couldn't really scroll to the end of their page because they have a lot of videos, and most of the videos are focused on this little 6-year-old child. But if I could align it with the timestamp that I've seen so far, I think she probably started social media 2022 or 2023, which would make her either 3 or 4 years old when this little girl started influencing, if that's a word you want to use. And when I tell you, this is one of the saddest things I've ever seen in a very long time. This is not the first time I'm coming across this girl's content, and I think it's when I was doing research about growing up teen influencer problem. This girl is being exploited by her mother, by her family, even also her father. But I think it's mostly run by the woman, because it's mostly the woman and the child that you see every single time. I'm not going to mention names. I'm also going to blur all of their faces. But no, I remember so many times when I'm gathering videos for this particular topic, I would go through the comments and I'll see people calling her child a baddie, saying that her child has more quote unquote meat than them, that she is blessed in so many ways. Now, I'm not about to say what exactly they said because it's absolutely disgusting to say to a 6-year-old, and back then she was like 5 years old, which does not even make it any better. And people constantly leave comments telling this lady to disable the save feature. But guess what? It's still there. You can still save the video of a child dressing up. Like, say this disgusting person saying this: married women, hold on fast. This girl will start distracting our husbands very soon. What is that supposed to mean? This girl is 6 years old, and it's a woman that made this comment, which makes this more stupid and more disgusting. There is also an account that left a comment saying 360. Now, if you click on the profile of this account, you could see a grown man holding a little child. So why is a grown man telling a little child to do a 360? This internet is really so sad, and every single day I think about it, it continues to get sadder and sadder, if that's a word. And if you think that is all, then you're probably wrong, because there are still a lot of accounts out there that post their children, and even when people call them out for it, they use the excuse of my child, my rules. And here's the thing that nobody wants to say out loud, is the fact that the platform doesn't care. The platform doesn't care if a 13-year-old is acting like they're 21, especially when it benefits them. Think about it. When was the last time that you saw a kid being a kid go viral? Maybe they're playing outside or building Legos or just acting like their age. That doesn't really trend, but when a child is cosplaying an adult, counts the algorithm in. And once kids see which version of themselves the internet rewards, they start to learn fast. If you act older, you get more likes. If you act grown, you get more attention. It's not a coincidence. I wish it was. It's conditioning. And this is where the grown-up kids problem starts to turn into something darker. Because these aren't just kids trying out trends. They're being trained by likes, comments, and money to perform adulthood before they're ready for it.
I realize I'm probably gonna get some shit for this, but when did we decide that babies and toddlers need to wear something like this with parts of the chest cut out? And what 8, 9, 10-year-old girl do you know was going jogging in a crop top? For who? For what?
Can we please normalize kids dressing like kids again? Like, and it's only happening to girl gender clothing. I am a huge proponent of kids looking goofy and mismatched, whatever. I let my girls dress themselves, but it's hard to find clothes because everything is like, as soon as you get out of the toddler section, it's all crop tops and little shorts and like cutesy little sayings. And like, how are we expecting our girls to grow up and know how powerful they are if they spend their entire childhood with little cutie, daddy's princess, future heartbreaker? What the fuck?
So the big question: how do these kids end up in this position? How does a 10-year-old start acting like they're 23? Well, it usually starts at home. It is the parents in many of these cases. It is the parents setting up the ring lights, hitting record, managing the accounts, and even reading the comments.
I saw a little girl on Facebook, or something felt off. I saw the picture of a 3-year-old on the streets on Facebook, and she was dressed like a mini adult. It just didn't sit right to me. What's happened to letting kids feel and look like kids?
Parents need to stop dressing their literal babies like full-grown adults. And especially recently, I've been seeing literal infants on this app in crop tops and booty shorts, and toddlers in like full-blown high heels, like not little dress-up heels, like high heels.
And honestly, I somewhat get it. You know, the fame, the brand deals, the money that comes with it. But when your child becomes your paycheck, that line is quickly blurred to that extent where it becomes concerning. And this isn't just about kids wanting to be online, it's about adults guiding them into a space they are not ready for. Just imagine being 14 and having strangers compliment you for your mature look. Personally, I don't think that is attention. I think it is conditioning. And the crazy part about all this is that the parents don't step in to stop it because they are benefiting too, so why would they? For example, let's take Kim Kardashian. Now, Northwest went viral a few days ago for wearing an outfit that makes her look older than her age. Now, don't get me wrong, I can't think of any scenario that a 12-year-old would need a corset. I don't start diving into the history of corsets or how they originated in the first place, but why does a 12-year-old need to cinch their waist for any reason at all? And I like the fact to an extent that people are actually calling out Kim Kardashian, but I still see some people calling out Northwest in a very bad way when they know that it's not her fault that she's in that situation. And while I was scrolling through Snapchat, I came across a spotlight and somebody left a comment saying they need to put her on a diet. She is adding weight. A 12-year-old. And they also use the argument, her child, her rules. But that sounds oddly familiar to what people were campaigning against just a few years ago. So what exactly is the problem?
I hate family vloggers so much, and this is why.
Hi guys! We are not adopting from Thailand. Whoa.
Sorry, you want to explain why?
Thailand has its own law that's unique to it. After you pick up your child and they're your child, you are not allowed to talk about them or share any images, photos, videos, anything about them online for a year. So,
I mean, Nikki's got a YouTube channel, we share a whole lot.
when that hit, we literally were like, what?
So because you can't exploit the baby on social media for a year, you don't want the baby? They literally plan on adopting a child for content. Like, a human being is not an Amazon purchase you can return at your local Pure Later in the next 30 days. This is a lifelong decision that people are choosing to make just for the sake of a couple hundred to 1,000 subscribers in the short term. It makes me sick.
And one thing people are forgetting is that this is social media and we cannot all be delusional. There is no way you would see a video of a girl or a boy dressing inappropriately and expect us to just like close our eyes and walk to the other way, which is the argument that I see all the time, which is mind your business. I wish people could mind their business. If it's like real life, then sure. But if it's social media where every single person that comes across a video has an opinion, come on now, it's gonna be very hard for people to mind their business because that video came up on their own For You page. They didn't have to search for it. It just came up on their page. So telling them to mind their business, it's not practical in that situation. And then of course, we get predators because where there are kids trying to look older, there will always be adults who like that. These are the people who follow, comment, and fuel the algorithm. They are the ones who turns a child's TikTok into a hunting ground. I'll just say this right now. Predators grow in gray area. They hide behind comments like, oh, I thought she was 18 or she looks mature for her age.
Teenagers are children. And that is okay. I know me saying that, a lot of like my teen and younger audience is probably going to be like, oh my gosh, you're infantilizing me. I'm more mature than a 5-year-old. Yeah, you are more mature than a 5-year-old, but you're still a child. And that's okay. You still are learning about the world around you and about red flag behavior and toxic relationships. You don't have it all figured out. And I want you to know that that's okay. In fact, I'm going to beg you to please let yourself realize and believe that it's okay.
They know exactly what you're doing, but the platforms don't crack down unless something extreme happens. This is why the grown-up kid problem isn't just an online trend, it's an ecosystem. Parents are chasing clouds, strangers are excusing it, and predators are feeding off of it. And that cycle doesn't just harm one kid, it sets a stage for thousands of others to do the same because they just see the rewards without understanding the risk. I think this might just be a cultural shock to me, but imagine my shock when I found out that 5-year-olds wear nails. Not just nails, but acrylic nails. Honestly, I was thinking this is a joke, that the child is actually going to remove it at that point. No, children actually wear acrylic nails on their hands and their parents approve of it. They even go as far as wearing lashes. Why does a 5-year-old need that?
I'm about to be real judgmental, and before y'all get started, I don't care if it's not my child. I care about all kids. Acrylics on a kindergartner is way too fucking grown. And no, it's not just nails. It's not just lace fronts in middle and high school. It's not just too long of fucking lashes. It's not just too much fucking makeup. It's not just too tight of clothes. It's not just booty shorts. It's not just. You're like, oh, it's just this. It's just that. No, y'all are adultifying children.
Most parents aren't giving children time to grow and experience things by themselves. They are pushing them to the edge to grow quicker, to grow faster, just for their own benefit. So by the time that child gets to, let's just say 21, how do you expect that child to act since you're already used to acting older when they were younger? So far, we've looked at the parents, the defenders, the predators, and even the platforms, but there's one group we haven't centered yet, and that is the kids themselves. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones who pay the highest price when it comes to the grown-up kid problem. Let's get into part 1, losing childhood too early. When a child is styled, dressed, or presented as older than they are, something gets stolen from them, their actual childhood. Instead of feeling safe to be awkward, messy, or goofy, they are pushed to perform adulthood, to be perfect, to be polished, to fit an image they do not even understand. It is like skipping entire chapters of your life just to meet an audience's expectations. And the worst part about all this is that the pressure doesn't come from them. It comes from the parents, the internet, and from us as viewers. Which leads us to part 2, body image and identity struggles. Think about what happens when a child gets told that their values come from looking like a grown woman at 13 years old. They start to internalize that message. They believe that beauty and attention is the only thing that makes them important. And when their whole identity is tied to looking older, what happens when they eventually grow up? Now suddenly, they are not special anymore. They are just another adult in a crowded place. And most importantly, the identity crisis hits even harder.
You know a pattern I've noticed lately in women and girls? They're reversed. I hear on TikTok literally every single day about these 10-year-olds in Sephora that are buying all of these like luxe products, doing their makeup, doing a full step skincare routine to try to be older, while us grown women are doing everything we can to relive our childhood, which means like putting bows on everything. I mean, everything, having cute little things like this bare straw topper, the way that we wear our hair in a way that we would when we were a child. And it's because we're so desperately trying to heal our inner child and relive our childhood. I don't know about you, but the reason I get things and wear things that can be a little bit childish is because my childhood was stolen from me. My innocence as a child was stolen from me. That's something you never get back. You're only a child once. I wish so badly that these little girls would hold so tightly to their childhood because it comes and goes so fast.
Let us all act like we're surprised when I say this, but this doesn't go away when they just turn 18. Growing up online can literally leave scars that last into adulthood. The internet is forever. Whatever video that you post on the internet is there to stay, even though you later delete it. As long as one person saves that video, just know that it is out there forever and there's nothing that we can do about it. Keep in mind that these are real children with real futures. And when we normalize children acting older than their age, we're not just talking about fashion or makeup. We're talking about altering the trajectory of somebody's entire life.
I haven't made a video like this in a while, but as I get more and more DMs from kids who are currently products of family channels, I feel like from the bottom of my heart, it is urgent for me to share this with everybody. If this is your first time seeing me, let me introduce myself. My name is Cam and I'm an international advocate. I fight for the privacy, safety, and rights of children when it comes to social media. We are currently fighting to end child exploitation on social media. I grew up having a mommy blogger, so I don't really know what it's like having my life completely vlogged, but I do know what it's like having my life blogged about. When I started sharing my story and getting into this advocacy work is when children started to reach out to me. From the bottom of my heart, I am begging you guys to stop watching these channels. Stop platforming these monsters. Every single day, I get DMs from children all over the country, some even internationally, who confide in me about the horrors that their parents put them through just so their parents have content to post on social media.
One thing I haven't really mentioned so far is capitalism and brands trying to profit from children acting older than their age. Why are you guys offering this clothing to children when you know that this is not appropriate for a child to wear?
Quickly, it's like there's like bunnies and there's eggs. And one day when she was napping, I just figured I would just take a peek and see what they actually said. Want to have an Easter egg hunt under the covers? This coupon entitles you to 1 free peep show. Let's pretend we're rabbits and do whatever comes naturally. My tulips want to be on your tulips. And then the weirdest one, you've been the best husband and friend a girl could ever ask for.
Don't mind the wind, I'm sorry. These clothing companies are out of fucking line, dude. I did a video of a little girl's bikini and it barely covered the fucking niplets. I'm like, for that, put her in pasties. I mean, don't, obviously, but that's how little it covered. These companies are out of control and they're the first ones to be like, stop sexualizing children. Are you fucking kidding me, ma'am? Did you see that fucking dress?
And you know why they keep manufacturing and selling this over and over again? It's because the parents will still buy regardless. Like how they say, when there's no demand, there's no supply. But there is a question we all have to ask. Is there actually a way forward, or is this just how the internet is gonna be? First off, let's start with the parents. I'm gonna make this short and understandable. Protect your child. And I want to make you understand something. You see, fame, money, likes, views, they could all disappear in the snap of a finger. But you see your child's innocence and privacy, it will be gone forever as long as you post them on the internet. Protecting your child is very, very crucial, and I cannot believe I have to say this to a parent that birthed their own child, that raised their own child, that knows what is good for their own children. If we actually want any kind of change, parents have to first rethink what they want to post before they actually post it. It's not every milestone, not every dance move, or not every outfit that has to be online. I think there's now a growing trend of parents refusing to post their kids' face online, which I love. I am all here for. Only posted them on important occasions. That should be the standard. But there are still people out there that will trying to see celebrities' children's face, even though they've made it clear that they don't want to show their face to the public. But you have to always go and invade their privacy regardless of what they want. I thought is my child, my right. But I guess that doesn't apply to parents that don't want to show their children's face. How convenient. Then we have the platforms themselves. And honestly, they like to act like their hands are tied, like they cannot do anything. But if TikTok can detect a copyrighted song in 3 seconds, does that mean they cannot detect when a 12-year-old is posting thirst traps on their platform? They can, but they don't just want to. And finally, to us, the viewers, if you see a video like this on our feed, there is no need for you to engage. Don't like, don't comment. If not, the video will probably get pushed out to more people and probably go viral. We do not want that, so do not bother engaging. But here is the hard truth. None of this is going away anytime soon. Social media isn't disappearing, and the demand for content, even content featuring kids, is only getting stronger and stronger. Which means the best we can do is to slow it down, call it out, and maybe, just maybe, stop the next generation from getting pushed into adulthood quicker than they're supposed to. At the end of the day, childhood isn't supposed to be aesthetic. It's not supposed to be curated. It's supposed to be awkward, messy, and honestly, kind of embarrassing. So maybe the best way to move forward is to let kids have what many adults secretly wish they could get back.
I don't know why people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s miss their childhood so much and just really don't like this adulthood stuff. It's because literally children right now don't have the same childhood that we had. Even leaving school back then was just such a beautiful thing. Even not going to school first thing in the morning because you had a doctor's appointment and then your parent dropped you off back at school and you got outside food. Kids nowadays, it's not even exciting to literally not go to school on the last day of school. You know why? Because these kids don't even go to school during the school year.
This was a lot for me, even while I was researching and gathering up videos. I tried my best not to mention usernames on the platforms that they use because I don't want to send more traffic there. And yeah, I'm about to mention something that is a little bit more deeper. I know that this video in itself can be very concerning, but I want to mention something. The world is so unsafe and it's so concerning. Like every single day, people are getting unalived. People are losing their lives. You just graduated and you're on your way back to your house and a trailer comes out of nowhere, hits you and ends it all for you. Oh, you have a stalker that have been stalking you for quite a number of years and they just literally ended it all and you didn't even have a say on how you get to leave the world. Every single day, somebody is getting raped. Every single day, somebody is getting unalived. Every single day, there's violence towards women. And it is so disturbing that even the government doesn't want to do nothing about it. the public has to do something one way or the other. And that just makes you think these people that claim to protect us are doing absolutely nothing. They're just there sitting and watching all this go down like it's a film. The offender hardly thinks to themselves if they will actually face the repercussions of the actions they're about to carry out. That's because most of the times they do not. The victims don't get justice, and you have to fight with everything in you before you actually get justice, even though there is a lot of evidence towards the offender. Please, if you're watching this, make sure to stay safe. Check up on your loved ones, your family members, and make sure they are doing good. This was not the way I wanted to end this video, but it was just ringing in my mind and I had to talk about it one way or the other. Anyways, that is all for this video. What do you think about this entire video? And do you really think kids are growing up too fast? Do you think social media is at fault? Do you think the parents are at fault? Do you think us, the audience, are at fault? Because it seems like this is not going away anytime soon. Again, this is what I like to call the grown-up kid influencer problem. That is all for this video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one. Bye.